Okay, back to you. All right, so good afternoon. Good afternoon. So yesterday you worked on the Nearpod for taxonomy. So you got a small introduction as to what taxonomy is. So we're going to be working, actually, let me hold on one sec. I think this person was absent yesterday. All right, y'all are reminded that you're supposed to be on camera. So those of you who are not, please make sure that you are. Okay, so we are entering our new unit. So all of this will be on the next uh, grading period. Report cards, grades for report cards have been finalized and submitted. So whatever is in Canvas at the moment, that's the grade that's going to show up on your report card. And we're going to do a better job next. This is our last quarter. And so we're going to make sure that we stay on top of things, that things aren't turned in late. We also want to, I reminded you yesterday, I think that you need to start reviewing. We've got less than 2 months before, because you have a week off from school, to prepare for the milestone exam. And so you need to start taking some time to review for that, because that covers everything from the beginning of the year, including the things that we're going to do now. So classification and taxonomy is definitely a topic that they cover. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to this, because they have a lot of interactive questions about this. Okay, so you have an assignment to do. So let me go to your home page. Let me just do this from student view. Make sure that everybody sees what I'm seeing. Okie dokie. So the instructions are going to be first that you read over this page. So everything that's on this page you need to do first. And then on your home page, on your to-do list, it says taxonomy practice. So you want to click on that. You want to download that worksheet. And you want to complete this worksheet. All right. So for this, you want to name so the kingdoms have been named for you, but they want you to give an example of an organism that falls under each of those headings. All right, so these are the kingdoms. And when they say example, for example, we would fall under Animalia, so you can say humans, and then don't just say plants, name a plant, name a type of fungus, name a type of eubacteria, name an archaea, those are kind of bacteria too, and name a protist. And so put an example name underneath each of those, and then go ahead and so if these are the names of the kingdoms up here, they want to know what are the characteristics of those kingdoms in order for you to decide where you're going to put the things listed from A to F. Okay. All right. Next one, organisms belong in the same class belong to. Okay, so class is a heading. Well, we got somebody else coming in. Thank you for turning on your camera. All right. Um, Class is kind of in the middle. of your classification system. So everything like kingdom is the top. Let me come back to, hold on one second. I'm gonna close this for a minute and come back to it and go back to the module. All right, so when you, oops, it's not going back to the module. All right, so when you go to, good afternoon, for those of you just came in. We are in the module for taxonomy, and we're doing classification lesson. Okay, so again, your first thing to do is you're going to read this page. After you've read the page, you're going to look, it says look closer at classification, and you have a hierarchy. Okay, this is your hierarchy. Okay, so yeah, again, you got to read this page first before you do the worksheet. All right, so everything, if we're looking at it as far as a domain is concerned, that covers everything. Under domain, you have classification of kingdom, excuse me, and they've done it in an upside down triangle because the things at the top have more organisms in them. Okay, so as you come down the list, there are fewer and fewer organisms until you get down to species, then you're only talking about one kind of organism when you get there. All right, so the question asks you what can be included in class. Everything under class is included in class. Okay, everything under kingdom is included in kingdom. So you need to kind of refer back to this list in order to answer that particular question. All right, let me go back to the question. All right, so again, if you just came in, we're going to be working on, you're going to read this page, you're going to work on this worksheet that you're downloading. And like I said, that was to help you with question number 5. So you need to look at that diagram to answer number 5. It will also help you answer 6, 7, and 8. Okay, as well as this picture over here to the side. All right, so that is your assignment today. Any questions? So let me back up. You are going to read the page first. So let's go back and actually look at the nice video. I hate that it doesn't always go right back to where you want it to go. All right, so you do need to know the definition of classification. The reason we classify things is so that we can organize them and name them and see who's related, what organisms are related to who. Okay. All right, so let's watch this one together.
Just below the calm and tranquil waters of Sulawesi lies a bustling world.
I am a taxonomist, and as a taxonomist, what we do is that we attempt to organize the incredible diversity of life that surrounds us.
Diaz is part of a long line of scientists and philosophers determined to organize life and so make sense of it. This desire to categorize living things is almost as ancient as science itself. Aristotle was perhaps the first to codify a system for classifying animals by their internal and external similarities. During the mid-1700s, the Swedish botanist Carolus Linnaeus developed a standard method for naming organisms. He introduced the idea of genus and species. To him, animal organisms were perfect and unchangeable creations. 100 years later, Charles Darwin shook the world. His theory said that species could actually change over time. What's more, it also implied that all animals may have descended from a single common ancestor.
Okay, so what this is showing you is the classification system like I showed you on that triangle. So everything, the largest group is a domain, and they're giving you an example. So in actuality, you could put these names in the spaces, but then that wouldn't help you. Actually, no, you can't because those are the kingdoms. All right, so what they've done is they've gone through the whole classification system, taking one organism all the way down through the whole system down to species. And let me see if I can go back on that just 1 second. All right, pausing, pause. Oh, okay, we'll pause. Just go back a little bit. All right, so if we were classifying humans, we would start with the broadest of categories, which would be the domain. And that would be eukaryotes because we are made up of cells that have a nucleus. So you need to know the definition of eukaryotes. And that's an old vocabulary word, but you need to make sure that you know it because it's going to be, when we do dichotomous keys or it's a system of naming, you're going to have to, one of the characteristics, is it a eukaryote or a prokaryote? So you need to know what that word means. So eukaryotes means it has cells that have nucleus and your prokaryotes don't. All right, our next step is what kingdom are we in? So we are classified as animals. We're not classified as plants or fungi. So we're in the kingdom of Animalia. And then if you go down to the next classification heading is phylum, and you'll see that we're in the phylum of Chordata because Chordata means that we have a bone structure, internal bone structure, as opposed to an external. And the subphylum, we have vertebrae. The class after that is mammals for us because the women have mammary glands, so we feed our young milk. So we are mammals. Under that is the order of primates because we stand upright. And then we are in the family of Hominidae and the genus Homo and species Sapien. So typically, I know most of you have heard that we are classified as Homo sapiens. You are named according to your genus and species. Okay, but this is an example of just naming one organism. Okay, all right, I'm gonna let it finish doing what it was doing. Right, and we're gonna work on doing a mnemonic for learning those things in order and for learning what the different kinds of kingdoms are. All right, so again, go through and read this page through. And when you are finished reading the page through, go back to, whoops, the home page, download the worksheet. And complete the worksheet and send it back. All right, now this is kind of easy to do, so it is entirely possible to finish it today, but it is due Monday. Okay, any questions, any questions, any questions? Anybody having any trouble downloading the worksheet? All right, Andrea, were you here yesterday? I don't think you did the Nearpod that they did yesterday. Let me check. Let me check. I won't be recording the Nearpod results until Monday because it has to go in the results for next quarter. So right now they're still finalizing this quarter. So I cannot put that in the grade book until Monday. All right, so everybody should be in Canvas because I'm looking at folks who are not, and everybody should be looking at the page or downloading the worksheet. Got 2 people absent. Uh-huh, no problem. I'm going to send it to you right now. I had to pull it up and send you the link, but I'm going to send that to you. Okay. All right, there you go. A student paste. You're welcome. Okay. Um, right, if you're looking, the grades in Infinite Campus are not the same as Canvas, and they need to be the same. So I'll have to have them check on that. But if the grade that's in Canvas is the correct grade, so I have to make sure that they match. They're not matching at the moment, and I don't know why. We gotta figure that out. Yes. That'll help. I know what it is. Assign the total points. There it is. I'll put this one in. That's make that. Okay. Let's see. That makes everything better. This progress learning thing has become a real pain. Mhm. Yeah, so, all right. No, they don't come out until Monday. Monday. Report cards come out on Monday. The final grades have to be synced today. And again, I think that progress learning grade thing is messing everything up because the grades are not correct. So whatever you're looking at now, like I said, whatever's in Canvas is correct. Whatever's in Infinite Canvas is not correct. Mm. This isn't right either. Actually, no, these aren't right either. What am I looking at? What's this? Does not help with this. You knew it. Thank you. Okay, folks. You all are dismissed for the day, and I'm still, Mr. Phillips and I are working on getting the grade book and the Infinite Campus synced together. But again, it should end up with whatever you see in Canvas, that's what you're supposed to see on your report cards. Um, we're working on it. All right, y'all have a good afternoon. It is driving me crazy.